Hello and welcome to another to the Farr Show where I'm Damien Farr, and tonight we're talking about a couple of things, not just layer cake. Let's start with here. We're going to talk about the first thing, which is Midwest Gaming Classic. I went to it, what was that, 2 weeks ago now? Technically 2 weeks ago. Doesn't feel like 2 weeks. Yeah, it's about 2 weeks ago. So, the reason I bring up Midwest Gaming Classic is a lot of things happened, got a lot of cool things. Two things that were really cool, though, is I got Layer Cake and Casino Royale on UMD video. So, Layer Cake, Casino Royale being one of my favorite movies of all time. Layer Cake, a movie I have not seen. Definitely not the ideal way to see these movies, if I'm being honest, but cool nonetheless. So, Midwest Gaming Classic is the thing where you can just buy pretty much any video game to your heart's content. Except Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, which was kind of weird. Didn't see any copies of that, but that's okay. That's okay. We got a lot of things. We got a lot of cool things. I'm most excited for, other than these, which I've already watched at this point, the coolest thing that I got there was a red Wii that was backwards compatible with the Motion Plus controller, because I'll be honest, I don't really use my Wiis anymore. Why'd I buy a red one? We'll talk about that in just a second. But it comes with the Motion Plus controller that's red and also the red nunchuck, which is great because I can use it on my Wii U, because regular Wii remotes do not work on the Wii U, which kind of sucks, but that's okay. The only thing it didn't really come with was the little grip. That looked weird. The little grip thing for your Wii remote and the strap, or the box too. Other than that, everything else was there, which was kind of surprising. Even the manuals were there. It's really odd. But I got it to hack this one. So I currently have my original white Wii from when I was a kid. When I say I was a kid, I was like 10 years old at the time we got it, 10, 11. So kid. Got that. I got a black Wii that's Japanese, so then I can play Japanese Wii and GameCube games is the idea, even though eventually I'd like to get a GameCube for Japanese GameCube specifically. And then also really want to get a Japanese Wii U, so then I can play Wii and Wii U games. After the Switch, it doesn't matter because they're not region locked. But, long story short, I got this one to hack it. So, if you know of the Triforce arcade board, the idea is that the GameCube, with a little bit of extra specifications like extra RAM and stuff like that, was made to be an arcade board in the end. And they called it the Triforce because Nintendo, Sega, and Namco all worked on this together. Nintendo just really did the hardware and the other companies made games, and Nintendo helped a little bit with their own personal games. So there was a Mario Kart, I think it's GP2, and then there's F-Zero AX, which is based on F-Zero GX, and then the Mario Karts are based off Double Dash. So the reason I bring this up is I actually played recently F-Zero AX, and I knew right then and there I needed to get a Wii that could play those, which means I'm hacking the Wii. And I'm going to put a giant Triforce logo on it. I got it red just so that I could tell which one's which on the shelf quicker. I played it, loved it, and there's a feature that allows you to unlock more characters in F-Zero GX, which I also bought at Midwest Gaming Classic, so they work hand in hand. That was the coolest part to my experience there. So, I feel like that's enough about Midwest Gaming Classic. I just felt like I should put it in a video. There was a lot more stuff than just this that I got. The Wii, got loads of games, but I wanted to give a little quick shout out to Midwest Gaming Classic. Definitely going in 2025, even though we're not going to have a show then. Still going. Let's go ahead and start talking about this movie, though, which is Layer Cake. I noticed as well the font, it's a 4 instead of an A, and I don't know if I should be putting it as a 4, on the YouTube video or not. I feel like I should, because this is the way they marketed it since then. So, we'll see. Layer Cake is an FAR. This movie is directed by Matthew Vaughn in his directorial debut. It's screenplay by J.J. Connell, based on Layer Cake by J.J. Connolly. I did not read the book before this, which part of me wishes I would have read the book, but, that's life. It's okay. We'll read the book eventually. So, the cast. The main reason I got this movie, as much as I think Matthew Vaughn's a pretty good director, Daniel Craig's in this movie, and this movie helped make him James Bond, so that's why I also have Casino Royale. I found this first and then found this second. Did not own Casino Royale on UMD, so I said, hell yeah. So, this was part of the reason why they wanted him for James Bond, and I can see it to an extent. I mean, the cover right away is him, you know, in a suit and everything. We'll just put the poster right there so then it's easier, but I get it. I 100% get why they wanted him then. I get it, 100%. You got Sienna Miller as Tammy, Ben Wilsoro as Sydney, who's Q in James Bond later on, with Craig, which is ironic. You got Tom Hardy as Clarky, which is great, and then you got Sally Hawkins as Slasher. There's a bunch of other actors in there and actresses, but they're more British-based, and I'm going to be honest, I don't know who Colm Meaney is, Kenneth Cram, George Harris, Jamie Foreman are, or Michael Gambon. These are the actors that I know, so I put them on there. So, the plot of this movie is nuts. It's a drug dealer who wants out, but he just keeps getting in because more and more shit just comes on his doorstep, for lack of a better term. And it was interesting, to say the least. It was an experience, to say the least, and I really enjoyed it. Like I said, this movie is good. I don't think it's anywhere near Casino Royale good, but, you know, still good that I would watch it again. UMD was definitely not the best way to do it because I had to connect the PSP to a TV, which isn't hard. My cousin gave me his old PSP that was the UMD version because I had to go. So what you do is you plug it into your TV, but all my TVs are HDMI now. None of them have the component cables or composite cables. I think those are the names of the cables. So I needed an upscaler, which upscalers are not good. I really would have preferred it if it just didn't upscale and just converted it to where, you know, it's a picture that the TV can understand, but that's okay. In the end, it worked. It was okay. Why am I watching a movie so old other than just getting it and seeing it for the first time? Well, I wanted to talk about Letterboxd. Boxed? I think it's BOXD. I have a Letterboxd account, and I feel like I should promote it here because, you know, with the show coming to an end soon, I'm still going to watch and, you know, talk about movies, but just over there now, where I can just give it a star rating, you know, like or dislike, and then, you know, talk about it with pretty much little to no sentences. I think my layer cake review, we can actually pull it up right now. We're pulling it up on the fly. So layer cake, I gave a 3 out of 5. Pretty much FAR kind of lines up with 4 or 5 technically, so just wanted to point that out. I put that this movie helped Daniel Craig be Bond. It's alright. Watched it off of UMD. Probably not the best way, but still great. So, I mean, I think this movie was great. You know, personally, I think you should definitely, you know, you don't even need a Letterboxd account. I'll just put the link so then you can look at it and you can keep up with what movies I'm watching. If it's a movie I've seen already, what I've been doing is I don't put it in the diary, but if it's a movie that I haven't seen, I put it as I watched it this day for the first time. And I feel it's pretty interesting. I like the diary feature. The only issue that I have with Letterboxd so far is, for example, I watched Anyone But You, and I've watched it a couple of times now, and I think we talked about it here. I feel like it's important to note, Anyone But You, I love that movie, but I can't redo the review and say I like it more now. I'd have to delete the old one and edit it type of a thing, which just seems kind of odd because, you know, I still want to keep my original opinions there, but I want to improve upon them, if that makes sense. You know, that's probably just more of a me thing. But have you seen Layer Cake, or have you seen Casino Royale? Do you have a PSP with UMD video? Am I just nuts? Am I just the only person doing this? Tell me in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and have a far off night.